Hey, I'm Norby, and I've shot my recent short film, the new Nikon ZR camera. I'd like to show you my color grading process in DaVinci Resolve. Just as a heads up, I'm not a pro colorist. I'm usually a DP or a director for commercials and documentaries. But I do like to play around with color in my personal projects like this one. Okay, so let's jump into DaVinci Resolve. I'm just gonna show you my project settings. You go to color. Timeline color space should be DaVinci Wide Gamut Intermediate, and the output color space Rec. 709A. It gives me the most similar result after exporting the video. I've chose 5 different clips to color grade. Each of them are different in some ways. I have my own node reader. Sometimes I add or subtract nodes from it. Mainly depends on the project. Sometimes if I just want to color an Instagram reel, I use only a LUT node and a few corrections before that. I've had only 1 week after the Nikon shoot to edit the whole thing and sound design it, color grade it, and even creating the voiceover with Moni. So unfortunately I couldn't dive deeper into the grading process. But today I'll try my best to make the footage as beautiful as it could be. Okay, first things first, I'm gonna transform my color space from red Wide Gamut to DaVinci Wide Gamut. From Wide Gamut, I'm changing the color space to Rec. 709 and the output gamma to Rec. 709A. It gives me the most flexibility in the grading process. After transforming the color space, I usually start with the balancing of the image. I don't use the white balance tool with red footage, so I can dial it without losing any information and the camera raw settings. So it's a little bit too blue for me. Let's try that. Yeah, I think it's okay. To the green. Okay. Okay, exposure tool. I use the HDR wheels. I'm gonna dial it back. Like that. I like my highlights around 896. With the shadows we are okay. A little bit higher, okay. Okay, contrast. I'm gonna use the curves. Usually pick the editable splines. Let's add some contrast to the image. Okay, I think it's somewhere there. Okay, maybe a little bit. Let's go to the end of the node tree. I'm using Dehancer as a plugin. They reached out to me to try their plugin in DaVinci Resolve. So let's add it to there. It's like a film emulation for the footage. Choose the color space that you're working in, and it's Wide Gamut Intermediate for me. You can easily choose your camera if you aren't using CSTs in this case. So yeah, it changes the whole image like that. Intermediate is our starting place. For this shot, I like to use Codec Vision 50D. And that's the negative. And let's change the print. It's Codec 2383. So that's where the magic happens, really. Going from there to there. I'm gonna disable some of the settings because I want to dial them after everything. Okay, we've got a really nice filmic look, just like that. I'm gonna use that. Let's put it somewhere there to middle gray, and I'm gonna use these channels to bring out these colors. Just like that. Giving a little bit of a warmish tone to the highlights and giving back the blues to the shadow part. Is too much, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the camera raw because our image is too blue. Changing it a little bit of that. Okay. Okay, we have too much warmth in the highlights. So I'm gonna dial them back as well. I'm gonna go back to Dehancer. So yeah, that's how we can get these colors back. Okay. Yeah, that's it. I like the colors there as well. Let's change some hues. I use DCTLs for that. It's another plugin. You can use color slices as well, so you don't have to rely on that. I'm gonna do it the color slices anyway, yeah. So I don't like the cyan that blue. Okay, somewhere there. Okay, and the skin tones just a little there, I think. Okay. Going back to the look. You're looking pretty good right now. So just disabling these two, going from that to that. I really like this look very much. Okay, I like to add some glow to the image. After that, choosing the threshold, maybe somewhere there. Using soft light, it adds a little bit more contrast. You have to dial the saturation back to 0 and the opacity to there maybe. Okay. Back to Dehancer because I'm not okay with the highlights. You can use their new tool, film compression, which basically saves your highlights, compressing the whole highlight part of the image. I don't want to go like that, so coming from there to there maybe. I'm gonna hold Shift and F. It's too much. I'm not gonna. Okay. Maybe somewhere there, it's okay. For the expand, the black point is sitting too under, maybe somewhere there. Adding a little bit of a halation. You can do all of these settings inside of Dehancer, but I'm going to show you in my note tree on another clip. Okay, it's too much, so let's get the threshold back, Shift and F. Just a little bit of these strength can be back. I'm gonna add halation to that part of the image where shadows meet with highlights. It's too much of the spread there. Dial it back. Maybe coming back with the strength. Okay. Dialing back the saturation of the whole image after that. Oh, it's just too much. Yeah, I like this one. Maybe adding back the blues. Okay. Okay, we don't have to use noise reduction because the image is pretty clean. I'm just gonna use the Dehancer's grain. So you can choose the type of grain that you want to use. Like 35mm. Yeah, so that's our final image. So we shot this one at sunset. The whole image was really rich because of the orange lights hitting these mountains behind her. So it's a really good place to start. Coming to our RAW settings. I'm gonna dial back the color temperature to the magenta. Okay, I like that one. Going to the exposure settings, I'm gonna push this image to a little bit brighter side. I'm gonna give some contrast back. Let's try another setting, maybe codec, vision 200T, 200D. 200T could be great. I want to emphasize the vintage feeling of that shot. It's like a memory of some movie, maybe. Codec 2383. Let's go. Set the push, maybe there. Okay. Film developer. Add some color. Oh, enabling that. Maybe that way. Just adding a little bit more green to it. Okay. It was too magenta for me. The blacks are a little bit crushed there, so I'm gonna change the black point in Dehancer. Okay. Maybe there. Lift those blacks up. I'm gonna do that way. I think it's okay. It's not that crushed, so there are detail in her backpack. I'm gonna go and add some saturation with my DCTLs, because I showed you the other way. Global saturation. So it adds back the saturation in other ways than the normal saturation will. Okay, coming back to the look adjustments with the split toning. You can do it here as well, but it's not that precise than in the curves. Maybe just a little bit of that warmth, maybe to the greener side, okay. And adding some blues there. Yeah, just a touch, not that much. Okay, coming up for the forest shot. I really like this one because it's much more challenging than the other ones. Exposure, HDR, bring back those shadows, yeah, that way. Adding some contrast. And pushing those blacks up a little bit, not to crash down. Maybe somewhere there. It's okay. Let's go back to Dehancer. Okay, that should be great. Using the print with the 50D. Okay, we are too cold. We are in the colder side. Okay. And giving back some of that warmth and saturation with the film developer. Okay, we're gonna add some glow to these highlights there. I'm gonna use Dehancer's glow just to show how it's done in Dehancer. So it's called Bloom, and it gives that blooming effect to the highlights. I think it's okay. and adding back that grain. I won't grade this because it's not that challenging, it's already a beautiful shot, so I'm gonna jump to that. Yeah, I've tried to grade it before the video, so I'm gonna show you how I did it. I've tweaked a little bit of the exposure with the HDR tools, brought back the highlights. I left alone the darks and the shadows, so it's only the highlights, I think. And the camera raw settings is for ISO 8000. It was really dark out there, so I've had to use 12,800 ISO, and I've changed it back to 8000 to bring the whole image back. We're gonna add some grain too. It's coming together really nicely with the noise. You can see in the highlights, it's really organic grain. It blends into the noise pattern, so I think we are done here. I'm going to show you the color settings and the Dehancer changes as well, because I don't want to make this whole image from the ground up. So without Dehancer, this is how it looked. Split toning has a huge benefit in the overall image there, as you can see. Grading these red files coming out from the Nikon, it's so much easier to grade it from the ground up because it has much more beautiful colors than maybe a Sony camera's 10-bit color space. And other than that, it's all about your taste in colors. Which mood do you want to present to the viewer? So yeah, I really enjoyed grading these red files coming out from the Nikon ZR because they're really easy to grade. I really hope you got something out of my process. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section. Thanks for watching and have a nice one. Bye.